Hello students, today we are going to learn graphs of trigonometric ratios, specifically sine and cosine. This is from the notes packet that you have been given. So I'm going to first start out with the sine curve and then we'll go to cosine, okay? So first in this part of the video, I'm going to talk about the basic sine and cosine functions, and then we can do transform functions in another part. Okay, so before I begin with the sine, so I'm going to start with the sine. Before I begin with the sine, let us actually look at how the sine function behaves with a table. Okay, so remember the unit circle, and we'll just go over the sine behavior. So on the 0-degree angle, sine is 0, sine 90 is 1, sine 180, which is analogous to the 0 degrees, they are on the x-axis, it's going to be a 0 again. And for 270, since sine is going to be negative, because it's in the third and fourth quadrants, so where sine is negative, 360 is back to this 0 degrees, 360 or 0, it is still 0. So you will see that the sine is starting down, going up, going down again, going even more down in the negative, and then the 0. So if we actually put this on the graph, right? Well, the graph is given up, so I'm going to use that. So if you think of this as the x-axis, right? So if this is the x-axis, normally to make notes, please use rulers. It will be helpful. You'll have a nice curve if you do that. Okay, so this is y, and so now we'll mark this as 0, 90. This is 180. This is 270, and finally the 360. Right? So we also notice that the best sine can go up is just 1, right, from the table, and the lowest it could go is -1. So this actually gives the amplitude. Amplitude is the height of the graph from the 0, and it will be the same on the bottom side. So when you add 1, you're going to 1, and when you subtract 1 from 0, you're going to -1. So keep that in mind. All these are important for you to note as we move on to transform functions later. So at 0, sine is 0, and at 90 degrees, it was 1. 180, it has come down again, right? And 270, it came to -1, right? And 360, it's back to where it started. So we're going to try to draw, this is a computer, and I'm going to try to draw a nice smooth curve. And it's going to be up here. So if you actually see this whole length, so this is like, if you see the period of this whole thing, cycle, see, one cycle is complete. So it's like 4 increments. It's the first, second, third, and fourth. There are 4 increments. And this is the whole period. This is called the period of the cycle. It's divided into 4 increments. So, so keep that in mind. Okay. So the sine and cosine graphs both take a full cycle of 360 degrees. It will be different for tan and cotangent, okay? So a comparison of the graphs suggests that either one can be obtained from the other by a horizontal shift of 90 degrees. We'll see that. We'll still need to do the cosine, but you get the idea. So if you actually see the notes here, the domain is all real numbers, right? Because we can actually go to the left and the right of the cycle. The range is from -1 to 1, and that's important to note. Range is twice of the amplitude. Amplitude is only from 0 and above. And sine function is periodic with a period of 2 pi or 360 degrees. So normally the x-intercepts are given as radians, but for convenience with you all, I'm going to use just degrees for now. Okay, so normally if this cycle repeats, the maximum value of 1 will be at different places. So this 1 could again repeat here, and then there, and then there, and so on. And this 0, this 360, or you add one more 180 to 360, so the cycles will repeat. So eventually you should be able to understand that when you add, since it is a cycle, you can get the same values again and again at a regular periodic intervals. Okay, and we'll see more as we see the transformed graphs. So this is with the sine theta, and now let's go ahead with the cosine theta. So for now cosine behaves a little bit different, because at cosine of 0, it is actually 1. Cosine 0 is 1, cosine 90 is 0, cos 180 is negative 1, cosine 270 is 0 again, and again 360 same as 0 degrees, it is 1. So it is actually a shift. If you see, at 0 this was 0, but at 0 this is 1. At 90 it was 1, and 90 it is a 0. So that's what he's talking about. So there is a shift of 90 degrees angle between cosine and sine. And that will show up in the graph this way. So let's draw the graph just like how we did sine. Okay. This is our y, this is our x. So again, the same intervals, same as before. So I would ask you to use a ruler and take some centimeters, some half 1 centimeter each or half-inch intervals. It'll be nice and easy, because this is a notebook page. This is what it is. It's hard to get the actual intervals, but it'll be nice figure if you are able to draw it perfectly. 270, 360, and now we'll draw the curve. We'll mark the points first. At 0 it was actually 1, so it is going to be here. 90 it was 0, so it's here. But 180 it's a negative 1. Oh, by the way, this is positive 1 and negative 1. It's the same case. You're adding 1 to get the other one. From 0. And you're subtracting 1 from 0 to get the negative 1. And 270, it's again a 0. And 360, cos 360 is 1, so it comes back this way. So if you actually see, look at the graph, it's going to be a shift of 90 degrees from the sine ratio. Oops. Trying to draw something like that, okay? It should touch this line, this point. So this is the complete cycle for a cosine from 0 to 360. Again, this will be the time, the period. This is the period. All right. Again, 4 increments. All right. So this is how you draw sine and cosine graphs with the parent functions. Let's quickly see the features of cosine. It actually, the domain is all real numbers. The range is from -1 to 1 inclusive. And cosine is an even function. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. Because when you substitute sine of 90 and again sine of 0, it's normally sine of a negative should be negative sine x. Then it is an odd function. Here cosine of negative x will become positive cosine x. So that's why it is even. Okay, so the cosine is the symmetry of the graph is with respect to the y-axis. Here the symmetry is with respect to the origin. Symmetry is with respect to the origin. From the graph, that's how you make sense, but algebraically this is what you do. Okay, the cosine function is periodic with the period 2 pi, or you can say 360 degrees. And the x-intercepts are at these places in radians, and if you see in degrees, we just saw it as -270, -90, and so on and so forth. The maximum value occurs at 1 and at these points. That's what I was talking about, like when you actually go over and over with different things, that's what you find. Okay, so this is the parent functions of sine and cosine. In my next part of this lesson, I'm going to talk about the transform functions. Okay, in this day one of this lesson, this whole unit, we are only going to do sine and cosine. Day two, we are going to do secant and cosecant. And then we'll move on to tan and cotangent in the third day. So for now we are going to do this. So I strongly recommend you to watch this video first and then go to the other videos. All right. Thank you so much for watching.